Libya. And at just last night, about maybe 2 in the damn morning, they passed, I don't know if it was a rebroadcast, but I was watching C-SPAN, and they had all these people, because the president had to go before Congress pursuant to the Wars Powers Act. He had 90 days to do it. So the only one that I know of that was against it was this congressperson called Kucinich. And the rest of them, they were all for it. They had this one guy, I think his name is, he's the only Jake Muslim congressperson, and he voted for it. So basically the Congress is declaring war against Libya. Meeks, another congressperson, Jackson Lee, whatever her name is, she was with it. And the Republicans were damn sure with it. So basically Congress declared war against the Libyan people. But you know what? I'm really not mad, or I shouldn't get mad, because that's part of prophecy. Because if you easily did that, how easy is it going to be to go into Iran? And basically, when you go into Iran, that's game over. When you pass that law in New York for gays to be married, that's game over. That's the beginning of your end. And then these devils, these Edomites, they see all the natural disasters coming against them, and they still continually to be wicked. Go ahead.
It says, and I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushai.
So you're going to have to pay for that, man. You're going to have to pay for that. Give me, I believe it's Exodus 21:16. And then give me Revelation 13:9 and 10. Go ahead.
Exodus chapter 21, verse 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death.
And that's plain and to the point. You brought us over here against our wills to serve slavery, and we're still in your hands to this very day. So what's the punishment for that according to the scriptures? Death. Go ahead.
Revelation 13:9 and 10. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
So what is that basically saying? That we, the saints, were put, it's not a general statement. The saints were put into captivity by a certain nation. So now this nation that put us into captivity, they're going to go into captivity under us. That's why it said, the last part of that verse, verse 10 says, here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Why did it say that? Because we're going to enslave the saints, which are the Israelites, are going to enslave the Edomites and the other nations, but mainly the Edomites. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 49:12. For thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt drink of it.
Yeah, you're going to drink of it. You're going to accept the punishment from the Most High, because the Most High is going to jam it down your throat. All right, go ahead.
All right, Revelation 17:6. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushai. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. And the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carrieth her, which has 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world.
Read that again.
The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition.
Right. The beast is referring to the Roman Empire 2,000 years ago. It's going to be destroyed, because it tells you that in Revelation the 13th chapter, deadly wound being healed, and it's going to come back to life. Then it's going to go into perdition. How is it going to go into perdition? By way of thermonuclear destruction. So the last leg of the beast is really America in the form of a woman that's upon the beast. Because when the woman goes down, the whole beast is going to go down. Matter of fact, get me Daniel, the 7th chapter, and start from the 10th verse.
Daniel chapter 7 verse 10. A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books were opened. I beheld then because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake. I beheld even until the beast was slain, and his body
That's that same beast. That's that same beast. So when this beast goes down, what is it talking about? It's talking about America in the form of a woman, and it's talking about the beast that the woman sat upon. So that's referring to America, NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and the EU, which are all European nations. Go ahead.
And his body destroyed and given to the burning flame.
Because America's totally going to be destroyed, but Europe, different parts of Europe is going to be destroyed. But Europe's going to be built back up. Go ahead.
As concerning the rest of the beasts,
the other nations, the Babylonians, the Medo-Persians, and so forth, those are the rest of the beasts. Go ahead.
They had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and time. I saw in the night vision, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days. And they brought him near before him, and there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all peoples, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed.
Yeah, the Most High's kingdom. Who's going to dwell in the Most High's kingdom on earth? The Israelites, his chosen. Go ahead.
I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit in the midst of my body, and the visions of my head troubled me. I came near unto one of them that stood by, and asked him the truth of all this. So he told me, and made me know the interpretation of the things. These great beasts which are four kings, which shall arise out of the earth. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom, and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. Then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which was diverse from all the others, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron, and his nails of brass.
That's the Romans. Go ahead, the ancient Romans.
Which devoured, brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with his feet. And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell. Even of that.
That's America. Go ahead.
Even of that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows.
The very part of the very great things was blasphemy. It tells you that in the beginning of Revelation, the 17th chapter. So now let's go back to Revelation 17.
Verse 8. Revelation 17 and 8. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition.
When did the beast ascend out of the bottomless pit? Really during the time of the so-called Renaissance. And we spoke about this before. So that started around when we started going down in the mid 1300s. That was during the time of the pneumonic plague and the bubonic plague, and the Renaissance started in the 1400s, mainly in the mid 1400s. 1453 was a key year, but prior to that, Esau started tearing stuff down and putting up images of himself. That's why they called the rebirth, the Renaissance. So they were tearing down and destroying images of our foreparents and putting up images of themselves. And then they said that they were the Christ, they were the angels, they were the children of Israel. That's why you got these so-called Jews walking around today calling themselves Jews, because they brought down the real Jews. All right? You got anything on that?
No, I was just looking because I think if you look at Wikipedia, if you look on Wikipedia under the Renaissance, I believe they give you like a key date when the Renaissance started, like Elder Tar said, around the mid 1300s, going into the 1400s. You know, in the 1500s, by the 1600s, the Renaissance was in full force. You know, so like Elder Tar always says, you know, with the Roman Empire didn't go down overnight. It took time, you know. They certain key strongholds fell, and they started taking over certain other strongholds, and eventually they all fell at one point. So by 325 A.D., or a period of almost about 200 some odd years, that's when they finally fell. You know, the same thing with us. When the so-called white man came back into power, we fell starting from the 1300s on up, and by the time the 1500s were here, pretty much they were in full bloom. You know that.